Hello pupils, I trust that you are all well. Today on the Writer's Crusade, we will be undertaking a specific writing task. We will keep in mind and make reference to the information we have learned in our previous letter writing sessions. Remember, we looked at types of letters and the steps in writing a formal and friendly letter. Today we are going to be learning about the letter of excuse. Now, what is a letter of excuse, or what is an excuse? It is a written explanation to an employer, your school, or college, or any other entity, so as to say why you behaved in a certain way or simply why you did something. Now let's go over the parts of a formal letter, since the letter of excuse will take that pattern. We have your address, which is the address of the writer. We have the date, the title and address of the person you are writing the letter to, the greeting or the salutation. We have the heading, and the heading will tell what the letter is about in a few 2 or 3 words. We have the body, in which the first paragraph will state the reason for writing the letter. And the second paragraph, remember, it adds details to what you are writing. And then the third paragraph contains closing words. You must remember there is also the signature. Remember, the signature is that of the writer. But for the formal letter, unlike the friendly letter, after the signature, you also write your name. You write your name and then whatever is your title. For example, if you're writing it to your teacher or your school, therefore you are a pupil. Or if you're a teacher, it means that you are an employee. So you will state whether you are a teacher, whether you are a pupil, or whether you are the employee who is writing. Now here's a simple layout of what your letter should look like. Now, the task for today will be based on the following scenario. You have missed a day at school. Write a letter of excuse to your class teacher explaining to her why you were absent. You have missed a day at school. Write a letter of excuse to your class teacher explaining to her why you were absent. Now, if we examine this scenario carefully, you will understand, or you will get the idea that you are the student because you are writing to your class teacher. Right away, you know that the title would be pupil or student. So, what do you think is the first thing we have to write when writing such a letter? Yes, the first thing we should write is the address and then the date. So, the address, Lot 205 Public Road, Charity, Essequibo, 20th May 2021. So there we have the address in blue and the date in green. Now that we have finished with the address of the writer, we have to write the title and the address of the person to whom the letter is going to. The title of the person is the position that they hold. In case you are writing to the principal of the school or the head teacher, you will say the head teacher. But in this case, we are writing to the class teacher. So this is how we would formulate or write the address for the class teacher. The class teacher, grade 5 Rose, Charity Primary School, Charity Public Road, Essequibo. So what comes after we have written both of our addresses and the date? Yes, we have the greeting or the salutation. Remember, if you know the gender of the person, you can say either sir or madam. If you don't, you write it sir/madam, which means sir or madam. For this letter, I know that you know who your class teacher is, so you may use the name of the teacher. I will use the name of one of my teachers to whom I am writing this letter. Dear Miss Durga. So that's my greeting. Dear Miss Durga. Remember, after the greeting, you put your comma. Now, what comes after that part of the letter? Great, the heading. And the heading, you state what the letter is about in about 2 or 3 words. So this letter is an excuse of absence or excuse for absence. So in short, that's it. What comes next? We are into the body. Remember, this is one of the most important part of what you're writing or your writing task. The body should have at least 3 paragraphs in which you will try to get all the information about what you're writing. In the first paragraph, you should include the reason for writing the letter. In the second paragraph, like I said before, you will give more details. And then in the last paragraph, you will have the closing words. So let's go back to our topic and see what we're about to write. You have missed the day at school. Write a letter of excuse to your class teacher explaining to him or her why you were absent. So here we have to write. In the first paragraph, we will write what the letter is about. I, Danella Shamsuddin, a pupil of your class, is writing you this letter of excuse to explain to you why I was absent from school on February 19, May 2021. That's the first paragraph. Short and simple. You're saying why you're writing the letter. In the second paragraph, remember, we're adding more details. You already said you're writing to explain. So the teacher is waiting for an explanation. The reason I was absent on that day is because I was ill. I went to bed fine the night before, but woke up with a terrible headache. I told my mom, and when she checked me, she said my body felt warm as though I was having a fever. To deal with the situation, my mother decided to take me to see the doctor at the Oscar Joseph District Hospital. So there in the second paragraph, you give the details of the situation to your teacher so she could understand why is it exactly you were or you're still absent. Now for the third paragraph. Remember, this is your concluding paragraph, so you need to wrap it up. You need to put in any other useful information. You're absent, you need to say when you'll be back or any other useful information. So here's a sample of what your third paragraph could look like. It has been 1 day since I have seen the doctor and I'm still using the medication given. However, I am feeling much better and will return to school on the 21st of May 2021. I promise I will get the notes from my friend Colleen for the work I missed. Thank you for your understanding. So there you have it. That's the last paragraph. And you have yours respectfully, the signature. Remember, you write your name in full, in script, so that they could see the name clearly. And the title, I am a pupil. Now that we have looked at the parts of the letter separately, it's time for us to look at it as a whole. So here we have the letter all in one. We have both of our addresses, the address of the writer as well as the address of who we're sending the letter to. We also have the greeting and the salutation and the title or what the letter would be based on. So let's read the letter. I, Danella Shamsuddin, a pupil from your class, is writing you this letter of excuse to explain to you why I was absent from school on Wednesday, 19th May 2021. The reason why I was absent on that day is because I was ill. I went to bed fine the night before, but woke up with a terrible headache. I told my mom, and when she checked me, she said my body felt warm, as though I was having a fever. To deal with the situation, my mother decided to take me to see the doctor at the Oscar Joseph District Hospital. It has been 1 day since I saw the doctor and still using the medication given. However, I am feeling much better and will return to school on the 21st of May 2021. I promise I will get the notes from my friend Colleen for the work that I missed. Thank you for understanding. Yours respectfully, and that's my signature, Danella Shamsuddin. I've written my name in script and then my title, Pupil. So there we have our letter. Now, you take the scenario and write your very own excuse. Maybe your reason was quite different from mine. Have fun as you write and remember to use those punctuations correctly. And always review your work once you are completed. Join me again some other time on the Writers Workshop, either on the Learning Channel or Facebook. And don't forget, we're also on YouTube. Ciao for now.